This is Ruski Ed, and today we're going to talk about food. This is Russian Nouns Lesson 14, starting now.
You want to learn Russian, but you think it's too tough, too confusing, and all that stuff. Funny looking letters, what's that you said? It's time to learn Russian with Ruski Ed.
Like I said before the introduction, today we're talking about food. As you may recall, the Russian word for food is yeda. You can see on this list several words which you are probably already familiar with. We have moloko, yabloko, chleb, banan, and izum. And then on the other side, we have grib, markov, sir, luk, arbuz, and limon. All words which you probably recall from previous lessons. So you already know quite a few foods. We're going to add 5 new foods right now. Our first item on the list is not actually a food. It's something you might drink along with food. It is the Russian word for juice, sok. Another item you might have along with your food is sol, which is the Russian word for salt. Now you have probably heard that it's not necessarily a good idea to have a lot of salt, but a little salt kind of adds a little extra taste to the food. So a little sol never hurt anyone. Much anyways. Another white powdery substance which you might put on your food or include as an ingredient in your food is sugar. Now the Russian word for sugar is sahar. Myasa is our next word and it means meat. The Russian word for pancakes is blin. And our last food item for the day is uksus, which is the Russian word for vinegar. One quick extra word to be added onto this lesson, but which will not be included in the list of words you are supposed to memorize, is kuchnya. Kuchnya, of course, is the Russian word for kitchen. Now we go on to our phrases. Today's phrases are very short, but they are very useful in a number of situations. Let's say someone is saying something to you in Russian, but they are speaking a little bit too rapidly for you to be able to process the words they are saying. You might say to them, "Повторите, пожалуйста," which means repeat please. And if they happen to be polite and considerate people, they might say "Конечно," which means of course. So "Повторите, пожалуйста" is repeat please, and hopefully you're interacting with some kind Russian speakers who will say "Конечно" and then repeat what it was that they had to say for you. And this has been Ruski Ed with lesson number 14 on Russian nouns. До свидания!
It's time to learn Russian with Ruski Ed.